Hello teachers, this is DeAnne Danley with your Reading 3D Beginning of Year Refresher. I hope you have had a restful summer and are ready for the 2018-2019 school year. The state legislature, State Superintendent Mark Johnson, and the NCDPI Early Literacy Team have made changes to the Reading 3D assessment system. It is important that we all speak with one voice. I have worked with our principals, assistant principals, and literacy coach Lynn Holmes to put this presentation together. It is important that we are a unified team and that every teacher that works with K-3 Reading 3D hears the same message in the same way. And I thank you for all the hard work that you do to ensure our students are successful readers. As a reminder, all of our Reading 3D resources and professional development sessions are located on the Surry County Schools Common Instructional Framework Weebly. To find our Weebly, go to the Surry County Schools website, select Academics, then select Common Instructional Framework, and it will bring you to the Weebly site. Scroll down to the Symbaloo and select the Reading 3D button. Or you can bookmark www.scslearning.weebly.com. What does the number 720 mean to you? This is the number of days we have to spend with a student from the beginning of kindergarten to the end of third grade. What will be your impact? We must be intentional and come to work every day with a sense of urgency. This number will dwindle as we factor in illnesses both of the teacher and student, awards programs, art programs, field trips, delays, etc. So every minute of every day counts. I want you to think about what will be your impact. You should have been given a handout. You're going to need the first page that says the top 10 changes with Reading 3D. Are you ready? Let's go. It's important for you to know that updates were given to me and other central office staff in late July. Training materials have not been developed on the new information that I'm about to tell you about. Change number 1. You need to write new books. During the 18-19 school year, new and different book sets will be used for completing the TRC assessments. These new books have a text complexity and they represent a cross-curricular variety of text. There is a balance of literary and informational text, and they include a high level of academic vocabulary. This new book set is called Atlas. They are to be delivered to schools beginning August 20th. These books are considered secure testing materials and must be kept in a secure location at the school. Change number 2. The assessment books we have used in the past are now to be used for progress monitoring. So that's good news. Teachers will receive more progress monitoring books. Your principal and assistant principal will assist in the distribution of the old Rigby Ultra books that have previously been used for TRC assessments. Change number 3. I hope you're ready for this. Written comprehension does not factor into the student's reported reading level. Let me say that again. Written comprehension does not factor into the student's reported reading level. At this time, written comprehension questions are not administered during TRC assessments. They are optional. Your new TRC assessment screen will look like this. Please note that the written comprehension is optional. We know that best practice is to continue teaching written comprehension during instruction. We know that our open-ended written responses are on our curriculum design common formative assessments. We know that it is important for students to have opportunities daily to read, write, and talk, and that's what our standards state we should teach. Students should write every day in class. Some of the writing they do will be brief, and sometimes they'll write longer pieces. The writing sometimes can be extended over several days. Writing requires thinking, and often students have to clarify their thinking as they write. We know that writing is a window into the child's mind. Written response is just a part of good reading instruction. So with that in mind, there should be no written response questions sent home for homework. Again, no written response questions should be sent home for homework. Our goal for homework should be that students read or be read aloud to nightly. Change number 4. You need to write cut points. Please take notes of the level to be proficient has updated. For example, at the end of first grade, with the old books and previous years, to be proficient at EOY was J to K. Now, the proficient level is I. You have this handout available for you. You also have this handout for you. If you look over the green column, these are the areas of where students need to be proficient or above proficient. Change number 5. Change number 5, you need to write level Q. To meet the Lexile level equivalency of the EOG cut point for proficiency, a student in 3rd grade must now read at level Q at the instructional or independent level. Change number 5 is level Q. Change number 6, you need to write level Q anytime. If a student in 3rd grade meets level Q at any time, BOY, MOY, or EOY, the proficiency for Read to Achieve has been met. So change number 6 is level Q at any time. Change number 7. Change number 7 is online assessment. Change number 7 is online assessment. Online assessments will become available for 2nd and 3rd graders only. We're going to talk for just a minute about what does it mean to be observational or online. Let's start with observational. To complete an observational assessment for TRC, this is when the student sits beside the teacher listens to the student read aloud, and records the reading behaviors and errors. Students complete reading the rest of the text alone if the level requires it, and then returns to respond to 5 oral comprehension questions. The student may use the text to respond to the 5 oral comprehension questions. So observational is much like what we have been doing. Student teacher, student reads, you complete the MISCU analysis, you ask 5 oral comprehensions, and the students may use the text to answer the questions. Think for a moment how that will impact our instruction prior to assessments. What does online assessment? Within the Reading 3D M-Class system, this is called FLEX. FLEX TRC Online Assessment. Online assessment is a student sits at the computer and reads silently with headphones. The student then answers 8 comprehension questions. The student may use the text to answer the comprehension questions. To set up this assessment, the teacher will select the level to start. However, the teacher has no choice over which book the student reads. Now, everybody take a deep breath. There will be no online TRC given at BOY in Surry County Schools. And this is why. I, personally, have not seen this assessment, and I don't want to give our students something none of us have seen. Number 2, no training materials. I, along with principals, Lynn, Holmes, we have no idea about how to get kids set up, what our training materials are. We have been given little information about this from the state. Number 3, I do not think our students are prepared for this. We've not practiced. And I think the wise decision will be for us to transition into this slowly. When the time comes and we have training materials and we know what this online system looks like, it will be school administrators and classroom teachers sitting down together to be the decision makers about online assessments. Nobody knows the students in the classroom better than the teacher. So again, when it does come time to be able to try this with students and we've been trained and we have some information about this online assessment, administrators and teachers will make those decisions. So remember, this is the difference. Observational, oral, 5 questions. Online, silent reading with 8 questions. Change number 8. You have this handout. This is Dibels online. This can begin at the middle of the year in 2nd grade. So take a look through this chart with me. Notice in kindergarten, all assessments, Dibels and TRC, are all completed observational. 1st grade, Dibels, TRC, all observational. 2nd grade is where the changes begin. Dibels, BOY is only observational, but when you get to the middle of the year, it can be observational or online, and the same for the end of the year. TRC for 2nd graders can be observational or online at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, observational or online, end of year, observational or online. For 3rd grade, Dibels and TRC, observational or online for BOY, MOY, or EOY. But for this school year in Surry County Schools, there will be no online assessments for BOY. So the good news, there's no changes if you're a kindergarten or 1st grade students, teacher for your students. All assessments are observational. Just a reminder, at kindergarten BOY, students are assessed on reading behaviors before being assessed on a text reading comprehension level. If the student is unable to complete reading behaviors, then print concepts should be administered. Change number 9, EVOS. TRC will be used to measure growth for teachers in K2. TRC will be used to measure growth for teachers in K2. So, in order for that to happen in 2nd grade, BOY and EOY must be administered in the same manner, observational online. So for this school year, our 2nd graders will do observational at BOY and EOY. We will work through the process, school administrators and teachers, if we have 2nd graders who would like to try the online testing at MOY. But because it is used to measure growth for your EVOS score, it has to be given the same way, BOY and EOY. Change 10. Progress monitoring. Change 10. Progress monitoring. The state made changes to the progress monitoring schedule to give more district control and for districts to make decisions. The changes that we made in our district were based on input from best practices and researchers such as Marie Clay, Daryl Morris, Rebecca Bell Castro, Lynn Holmes, elementary principals, assistant principals, and myself. Surry County Schools has a high success rate with the number of students meeting a pathway in 3rd grade to meet the Read to Achieve requirement. Additionally, all K-3 teachers work tirelessly to ensure all students are reaching their full potential. It has always and will continue to be a part of our culture in Surry County Schools to meet the needs of all students and help them grow. As long as I've been working in Surry County Schools, I know it's been our goal to meet with every student during SSR and give everyone a chance to be conferenced and worked with. So let's look at what our requirements are going to be. And I do think you're going to like these changes. There is not a big difference in the Dibels Progress Monitoring Schedule. What you will notice is a comparison of what the state has set and then what we have set within the state window for Surry County Schools. So red, the state said every 2 weeks. We changed ours for Surry County Schools to every 10 school days. Yellow composite, every 2 to 4 weeks. Surry County Schools, every 20 school days. Green and blue composite, recommended but not required by the state. So we will continue with what we've been doing and what we know is right for our students and progress monitor them 1 time per month. I do think you'll like that the Surry County Schools progress monitoring that we changed it to school days. TRC progress monitoring for students. Red composite for the state is 4 to 6 weeks. Now we know if we want to be in line with our student services procedures, we want to go through proper channels. If we have a student that needs to be assessed for a specific learning disability, that's not going to cut it, and we know that that's probably what is right for our kids. So Surry County Schools will progress monitor our reds every 15 school days, which I think you will like as a teacher. It gives you more time to actually intervene between your progress monitoring. Yellow composite, we will progress monitor every 20 school days, and green and blue, again, the state not recommends but not requires, so we're going to do every 30 school days. I think this is a very fair progress monitoring schedule. We will help you as we implement this, and I'm very pleased that we're able to provide you with a progress monitoring schedule that is based on school days, not calendar days. We'll work together to look at reporting and help you stay organized with your progress monitoring. But as I said before, we've got to help every single child grow, whether their composite is red, yellow, green, or blue. We need to be working with all children at all levels. One more thing is just a reminder, is that in kindergarten with progress monitoring, students with red and yellow scores are progress monitored on the yellow schedule for Dibels and TRC until MOI assessments are complete. After the MOI, kindergarten will follow the same schedule as 1st through 3rd grade. So that part did not change from the state. I know that you probably have lots of questions. I've had the opportunity to take all this information in and process this through my mind for about 2.5 weeks now. And I know that you're going to have questions. I ask that you give your questions to your principal, and I will create one Q&A document for us all. This is the thing I will leave you with today before Lynn moves on with some other reminders. Think about your impact. Think about what we know is right with teaching kids to read. And we know that reading is so important to a child's future so that they can graduate from high school and that they are either college or career ready, that it impacts their life. And I want you to know that I appreciate all that you do every day.
We will now look at BOI assessments by grade. In kindergarten, we will complete the first sound fluency, letter name and fluency, and word recognition assessments. Remember that in first sound fluency, this is the only measure where we can score the best answer the child gives rather than their final answer. After 3 seconds, remember to tap the 0-point box to give the student a chance at the next word. Don't forget about the substitutions that can be counted as correct. Remember that word recognition is not required for all students. If a student is reading at a level F or higher, that student is no longer required for the word recognition assessment. Also, a student that has scored 18 out of 24 on all 3 lists is also not required to take the word recognition assessment. In first grade, we have PSF, phoneme segmentation fluency, nonsense word fluency, letter name and fluency, and word recognition for those students who might still need this assessment. Remember that the schwa sound, that sound that is added to consonants, is not counted as an error on these assessments. It is something we need to address in instruction, but it will not be counted against the students during the assessments. Second and third grades, we will be completing the Dorf assessment. Remember, this includes 3 on grade level passages. The median numbers are the ones that are used for the scores. It is a 1 minute for the passage, 1 minute for the retell. The device should prompt you if 0 words are read correctly in the first line to stop and not administer the retell. It should also prompt you if fewer than 10 words were read correctly on passage 1. You do not administer the retell, and you also do not do passages 2 and 3. The device will give you the option if fewer than 40 words are read correctly. You can decide whether or not to do the retell, and then you must complete passages 2 and 3. Also remember to take a look at what can be counted correct or incorrect during the Dorf retell. Second grade, we will be completing the nonsense word fluency, Dorf assessments, and word recognition for those students, those few students who still need this at the second grade level. In third grade, we will be completing the DAYS assessment, the Dorf assessment, and the word recognition for any student who might still need that. Remember, DAYS is looking at the ability to construct meaning from text using their word recognition skills, their prior knowledge, background information, reasoning skills. Remember, this is an assessment that is to be completed on the computer. The directions are on the next slide. At this point, these are still the directions from last year. Nothing has changed. If we have any updates or changes, we will notify you. You'll pull their usernames and passwords just like you did last year. TRC teams. This year, like last year, our TRC teams will complete all BOY, MOY, and EOY TRC assessments. The TRC assessment teams, our first meeting will be at Dobson Elementary on Thursday, September 6th from 3:45 until 5. We look forward to seeing you then. Thank you, and we hope you all have a wonderful school year.